死んだ。初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなにチンが多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳、ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランド、トライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだと、大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコ掴んでいいさ。そう。やらせるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Thursday. A lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. And you know what? I am excited. Yes, we are very early, very early. And that was by design because, you know, it's boring to just start on time or a few minutes late. Every now and then you got to start early. All right. Millen says pre-stream chat griftage tax. YouTube won't allow the other word WTF. What? Well, there you have it. See, Millen they are personally attacking Millen for sending pre-stream grift tax. Damn it. Bubba Dank says Democrats are morons grift tax. See, they didn't censor Bubba Dank, but they censored you. They're on to you, Millen. They're on to you. Stormbreaker says all hail Cobra Commander Jeremy and King Trump 2028. This I command. Yeah, there's been a lot that's happened today. Prince Andrew was arrested. A lot of people don't do any research to see why he was arrested. They just think that it was automatically because of sexual relationships with him and what he did connected to Epstein, because people do literally no research on the internet anymore. And so if everybody's like, oh, well, if he's arrested, then we can arrest everybody else. And it's like, he wasn't even arrested for the thing that you think he was arrested for, you fucking idiots. My God, people are so fucking stupid. They're so dumb. They do no research. They just read the headline and then they build these narratives off of the headline. It is insane. It really is. Yes, it was for passing financial info. That's all it was. And these people are crazy. Jeremy, I sent you a $20 super chat if you restart the stream with JD Advance. 20? We got to go 50, bro. 50. And JD Advance rolls out. Come on. JD Advance is worth it, okay? But anyway, so that story, I mean, in fact, let's just jump into it because people do no research. So here it is, okay? Details on former Prince Andrew's stunning arrest revealed. Just so for all the idiots, all the TikTok kids that do no research, let me educate you. Welcome to the internet. I'll be your guide.
Britain's former Prince Andrew has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. He's facing accusations of sending confidential government documents to Jeffrey Epstein.
Confidential government documents. Not what all of these clowns are obsessed with.
Is joining us live with what we know on this. Hi, Eric.
Hi, Bill. Well, it is a stunning arrest. Former Prince Andrew taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Thames Valley Police showed up at his Norfolk residence this morning and arrested him. Police investigating if he sent confidential government reports to Epstein. The revelations coming from the release of the Epstein files here in the United States. Police say Andrew's cell just has a bed and a toilet in it, and he will be interviewed about the allegations. If he is
this was earlier today. I believe he's already out after 12 hours of being in police custody.
Eventually charged and convicted at trial, he faces life in prison. When not identifying him by name, police said, quote, "It is important that we protect the integrity and objectivity of our investigation as we work with our partners to investigate this alleged offense." Emails to Epstein show that Andrew sent details of official trips and confidential briefings he had while he served as Britain's trade envoy in 2010 and 2011. He has also been long accused of sexual misconduct with underage girls. He has always denied that. Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre said Epstein trafficked her to Andrew and that she was raped on 3 occasions. Her lawsuit against him was settled. She wrote a book chronicling her saga and sadly committed suicide in 2024. Her family reacting to the arrest of Andrew by saying, quote, "Today our broken hearts have been lifted at the news that no one is above the law, not even royalty." At Buckingham Palace, Andrew's...
He didn't get arrested for that, though. So, yes, he is above the law from that perspective, if that's what you are saying. He literally is. They're not arresting him for the horrible things that he's accused of. This is what people are missing.
brother, King Charles, said that he does support the investigation, saying, quote, "I have learned with the deepest concern the news about Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and suspicion of misconduct in public office. What now follows is the full, fair, and proper process by which the issue is investigated in the appropriate..."
I saw 3-year Letterman posted a picture of King Charles, and he's like, Prince Andrew got arrested today, and so many people responding to it. It's amazing.
Manner and by the appropriate authorities. The arrest happened to come on Andrew's 66th birthday and is just the latest in the fallout from the scandal. Already several prominent politicians and business people across the globe connected to Epstein.
To be honest, and this is how disconnected I am from, you know, all of the royal family stuff. If you would have put up a picture of Charles, and if you would have said Prince Andrew was arrested today, I probably wouldn't even have known any different. I probably wouldn't even have known any different. I don't know anything about these royal family people. I know that one of Diana's sons is bald. And I know the other son is married to that crazy bitch. But I don't know anything about these people. And I don't care.
Resigned amid speculation that more names could be made public and there could be even more arrests. Bill?
Yep, we'll see where it goes from here. Eric, Sean, thank you for that live report. And joining us now by phone is Royal...
Come on, Jeremy. Do you live under a rock? No, I live in America. And in America, we don't give a fuck about these douchebags. We don't give a single fuck. Nobody cares. This is the country of Dale Earnhardt, okay? This is the country of Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, that's our royalty here in America, not a bunch of douchebags like these clowns.
Royals expert Shannon Felton Spence. She's also a former head of politics and communications for the British Consulate General. Shannon, good morning to you. This is obviously sending shockwaves through Britain today. Give us your initial reaction to this news.
Yeah, I mean, my initial reaction is that I think that this was coming. I think the clock was ticking down. Once that last crop of Epstein files was released, it was pretty clear that they were going to be able to pick him up on something related to his work as trade envoy, which he did about 15 years ago. And, you know, this morning, waking up to see the news, it feels like when they pick up and get Al Capone on tax evasion charges. It's not what we all assumed was going to be in the Epstein files, but there's something there nonetheless.
And can you explain to us, just because it's a little bit of a different system, what entity actually arrested him?
Yeah, so the police arrested him, right? But this is in full cooperation with the fact that...
See, here's what 3-year Letterman posted. Breaking, and he spells breaking wrong. Prince Andrew, Lord of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, was arrested this morning by American authorities for his connection to Epstein. The British do not have freedom and must do as the Queen orders, but America exercises its proper authority over him. Thank you, America, for being the only country interested in justice and holding those in power accountable. This is one of the best accounts on Twitter, and so many people get so triggered. He gets so many people worked up. It is so great.
That he has been stripped and removed of all of his titles and stylings as a member of the monarchy. So several weeks ago, the king came out with a statement that said, we would support any.
Oh, look, just look at the people responding. This person with the gay flag in their bio, Dim for Life, says, "It's breaking. You idiot. Stay in school, kids. Learn to use out breaking your, there, and there. Why is it that the MAGA cult don't know the difference? Are they that stupid?" Oh, my God. This is amazing, dude. And he has gotten ratioed so much. Don't look at it. Harry says, very disappointing. I loved him as Alfred in The Dark Knight. Oh, my goodness. Woo! I freaking love the internet, dude. I love it. Look at this. These people are taking it so seriously. Look at him. My God, the replies. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Any process that there would need to be going forward related to information that was released. And we are now seeing the tail end of that, which is an actual arrest at his home.
Shannon, there's obviously been a big thirst for accountability for anybody who had any kind of ties to Jeffrey Epstein. How's the British public reacting to this?
Well, listen, I mean, the Brits are getting rocked with Epstein connections and what has come out in those files that the Justice.
So anyway, this is kind of blah 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 whatever. Okay, so anyway, Prince Andrew was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office, not for the thing that the internet is running wild with. Thomas Massey, running around taking a victory lap, all of these clowns pretending that it was this one thing. And people do absolutely no research anymore. So it is what it is. So we'll leave it at there. But I just wanted to bring that up so everybody was caught up on that one. Marmellon says our founders 250 years ago gave our response to what we think about the fucking royal family. Yeah, what was that? There was that Netflix show that people, and again, maybe one day I'll watch it, but I just, everybody was going crazy over that show. The Crown? Is that what it was called? The Crown, I think. So I was just like, I just don't care. But I heard it was a good show. Philip Butler says Starmer is doing this to get the heat off of him. Nat Granal says, huge thanks, Jer and the 199 for getting me past 500 subscribers. Officially applied for monetization. Best B-Day present. Couldn't have done it without you. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hail to you, brother, and happy birthday. Happy birthday. Lord Bosa says, RIP to Ryan's Chicago Bears. Did we get an update on that? Let's see. Is that something official? Looking right now to see. I don't see any breaking news right now. I know that there was the Crown was good. No more Soldier Field. Well, I know the rumor was out there. Have we gotten like something official now, though? Has something just broke? Chicago. Nothing official. Okay, so it's just yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Benny Johnson's tweet. Yeah. We were talking about it earlier on Daily a little bit. So a funny story happened today that's making the rounds, and a lot of people are getting fake offended over it. And this happens all the time. But UFC fighter Sean Strickland has really offended people by doing what literally every other normal dude does, talking like a normal dude. And it's very telling. So Sean Strickland, he had a few things to say. And this is literally this is 3 minutes of Sean Strickland talking like any normal man. right here. Okay? That's it. Any normal man. Hang on, I got to let's see here. So Sean Strickland the media asked him a question that they obviously know what the answer is going to be. And then after he answers it, they pretend to be offended every single time. So here we go with Sean Strickland. And just listen to this. This is 3 minutes of absolute glorious Xbox Live lobby talk. That's all it is.
And, you know, Paramount's cool. I mean, they fucking ruined Halo, but other than that, you know, they made it gay.
Like, we're 5 seconds in. Paramount's cool, but they ruined Halo and made it gay. Holy shit.
And, you know, Paramount's cool. I mean, they fucking ruined Halo, but other than that, you know, they made it gay. Rhonda and Gina. Whoever thought about that, man? They're going to be half naked and might make it a little better. Ronda Rousey can fight. That bitch can fight. I think she lost a few fights to her ex, but bitch could fight. I like Gina. She's like super conservative. She was hot. You know, I was like a kid when she fought. I may have jerked off to her once or twice back.
This dude he speaks for every single normal dude out there. This, spoiler alert, I'm just telling you right now, anybody that lives in a bubble, this is literally how all men talk. This is how all men talk.
Super conservative. She was hot. You know, I was like a kid when she fought. I may have jerked off to her once or twice back in the day, but dude, I was like, what, like 12? You know, I was jerking off when I was 12. Nobody gives a fuck. Dude, maybe you put some oil on it, you know, do some dollar bills. People might give a fuck. No one gives a fuck about women's sports. You take the weakest, softest motherfucker here, and you guys would beat up Amanda Nunes. Like fucking the fat guy in the Hawaiian shirt. No offense here. And there's nothing wrong with women. I mean, they do great things. You know, they cook, they clean. There are no women in prison, right? Like that's why I didn't go to fucking prison. Knowing I'm gonna have to go be surrounded by a bunch of fucking dudes for 30 years. I'm not doing that shit. Power them too much to ruin society. Look at the NFL, dude. You had that. I don't even want to say that faggot's name because, like, you know, I'm talking about the halftime show guy, the Puerto Rican, right? Puerto Rican.
Bad Bunny.
Bro, yeah, that fucking faggot. Like, dude, it is so crazy that this is America now. Like, back in the day, dude, the NFL was the fucking standard of being a fucking man. I think they all get together around a table and say, you know, guys, how do we fucking ruin this sport? How do we gay it up? How do we fucking ruin it? Why don't we bring a gay foreigner who doesn't speak fucking English and have him perform it? Man, hockey is like the last man sport.
An NHL player came out as gay.
Oh, no shit. Well, that guy's definitely going to beat him in the locker room. Mental illness is real. And, you know, if you fucking, like, the way I feel about gays is very simple. If you're fucking gay, dude, go suck cock. Like, dude, I want to know what it's like, man, right? Like, I love pussy. Like, I have no idea what it's like. I actually feel bad for the gays. Can you imagine being a dude waking up and be like, hey, I want to fuck other dudes? I don't know what that's like. It's clearly mental illness. Would I support it? You know, sometimes you got to just, you know, let your retarded flag fly. You know, trans is too far though. If you wanna cut your dick off and fucking call yourself fucking Susie, and yeah, I don't fuck with that.
This might be a really bad segue, but I saw some pictures of you training with a little boy. How'd that happen? What was that like?
What the fuck? Relax, Epstein.
Training.
This ain't the White House card. Relax. I don't know if this makes me racist, but every time a big black man shows up to the gym, especially on a boxing day, I just assume that you know how to box. Weird, man. So when you're talking about Chimaev going to the White House, you know, he's best friends with like a fucking warlord dictator that murders people. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me with this administration puts a fucking terrorist on the White House card. Fine ass ESPN reporter. I mean, you know, dude, the ones that's like, how did you get this job? I could probably connect some dots. You want people to give a fuck, make it an attractive blonde girl, and like everybody gives a fuck. You
yes.
Little LaQuisha down in Compton gets kidnapped, or fucking Detroit. No one gives a fuck.
Sean Strickland, everyone, talking like a normal American male talks. This is how it happens. If you just want to know how a normal conversation between friends goes, I'm telling you, this is how it goes. It's actually probably a little worse In my case, it's certainly a little worse, but this is the baseline right here. Like, that's just a normal dude conversation right there. Okay. That's it. And yeah, you know, there's probably a few choice words that are in my friend group and probably a lot of yours, but that weren't in there, but that's it. And there are so many people on social media that are pretending to be offended over this. There are people crying, they're tagging sponsors, they're asking Dana White. Here's Dana White talking about it right here.
I don't tell anybody to do anything. I don't try to control any other human beings in any way, shape, or form. They do it I say it all the time, we're in the fight business. And, you know, if you get your feelings hurt that bad, you probably shouldn't ask the type of questions when you know the answer you're going to get from Strickland. Let's start there. You know what I mean? If you ask him, you know who he is. And if you ask him a certain question, he was baited in that question. I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
Like
free speech. Control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people. I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them.
That is exactly my philosophy with how I run G&G. Remember Uche? Everybody remembers Uche. You know, shout out to Uche. Rest in peace to Uche. But when Uche was here, man, Uche was saying some crazy shit on social media, like some absolutely insane stuff. And what am I supposed to do? I'm not, whatever, man. That's why we brought him into the fold, because he had strong opinions on things, and he liked to troll. He liked to talk shit. I mean, his stuff was absolutely insane. You remember, he was talking about having jab mandates and all that shit, dude. I mean, he was absolutely like off his rocker with half the shit he was saying. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is how every sports organization should operate. Every one of them. And I mean, I don't know where UFC ranks in, you know, all of these sports, you know, leagues right now, but like, this is exactly how, like, the NBA is down big time. I don't know where baseball is these days. The NFL is still rocking and rolling, but they have backed off of a lot of their BS right there. But this right here, this is how normal people talk every single day. But let me see. He was off the G&G. He was off every reservation. Uche was. He was just, it was insane, the stuff he was saying. But, you know, I loved hearing Sean Strickland say what he said. I love the reaction, because I have seen the reaction. I have seen all of these beta males pretending to be offended, pretending to be upset, crying and whining. Pathetic losers, dude. And every single person knows, you know, that this is how dudes talk. Now, apparently, I have not heard this. All right. But apparently Sean Strickland even talked about breaking Guthrie. All right. Yes. Sean Strickland weighs in on the Nancy Guthrie situation.
Guthrie. Who do you think has Nancy Guthrie? Where do you think she is? You know who that is?
Dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, like, I don't know. I know the gun shop owner that fucking gave him the list of gun purchases. FBI, fuck that guy. He's like armor bearer or some shit, dude. Like, you fucking traitor, you fucking company. That fucker needs to go out of business. It's crazy. Giving names to the government, the bad guy. You don't know much about that Canadian, but you probably support that shit. But yeah, dude, I don't fucking know, man. I mean, it's like, who cares?
Do you think it's weird that people care? Because that's one thing that people are talking about. Why does everybody care about this lady?
Well, she's famous. You guys don't understand. We're better than you guys. You know, it's like, I'm better than you guys. Like, something happens to me. Well, not me, because people hate me, and I'm the white right side. But like, you know, famous people are better than you guys. I'm sorry, it's weird, man. No, I think it's, you know, it's like, again, it's like you want people to give a fuck, you know, making an attractive blonde girl, and like everybody gives a fuck. Everybody gives a fuck. You get little LaQuisha down in Compton gets kidnapped, or fucking Detroit. No one gives a fuck. I don't know, man. It's just like, the information that we get is like pre-packaged and fed to you, right? Like all these big like current affairs that happen, like we don't give a fuck, but it's like it's just being fed to you. It's being fed to you. You can't help but to care because it's like you open up your phone and like, oh man, you see this fucking old bitch, she's been kidnapped. Like it's just like your thoughts are not your own thoughts. And the moment you realize that and you understand that like everything you believe is just like fucking pre-packaged and fucking implanted in your brain, you give way less.
This dude is so on point, man. He is so on point. And to kind of capitalize off of that point, I covered a topic yesterday. A topic that got a lot of people mad at me. And you know what's interesting about this topic? You know what's interesting? The same people that say to question everything, they don't like when you question everything. I'm shocked about this. I am totally shocked. Let me show you this really quick, okay? So the same crowd that says question everything, suddenly, no. Well, not like that. Not like that, guys. So people, I covered the Tucker Carlson detained in Israel, interrogated. And oh boy, dude, the comments, people are just after me, bro. They are so mad. I can't believe you, Jeremy. You're getting paid by Israel, Jeremy. Oh my God. Jeremy, you getting $7,000 checks. They really don't like when you question the anti-Israel narrative. The question everything crowd says, well, you can't question an anti-Israel narrative. You can question everything else. But if it's anti-Israel, you're not allowed to question that. And I'm just like, these people are fucking retarded, dude. Some of these people are absolutely fucking broken. So what we know now, at least as of this moment right here, we have footage of Tucker Carlson's interrogation. Oh, man. The question everything crowd really doesn't like when you literally question everything. So here we have some footage of Tucker Carlson being interrogated yesterday. Okay. This is VIP security. He signs a document, smiles, hugs the airport security member, smiles for a photo, cracks a few jokes, leaves within 5 seconds. Tucker Carlson is a total fraud. So this is the big interrogation in Big Bad Israel yesterday, apparently. There it is. Oh, gosh. Poor Tucker. How will Tucker survive? Oh, my gosh. Oh, Tucker's taking pictures. Oh, man. Yikes. This is so... I am completely convinced Israel is the worst place ever now. Oh, my gosh. This is so bad. This is so terrible, what we've witnessed right now. So how dare me question the authenticity of this? Now, I never said it wasn't true. I just said there's a lot of weird questions surrounding this topic that don't really make a lot of sense. Tucker Carlson being interrogated by Israel after he's invited by, Huckabee. It just, none of it added up. So all I did was it says, I don't know, man. This seems like Tucker Carlson has got a self-fulfilling prophecy going on. And yeah, people are very, very mad about it. So there it is. Carlson appeared to have gotten celebrity treatment in Tel Aviv's VIP lounge. But he was apparently detained and hauled off and thrown into an interrogation room, everyone. So bad. So bad. But yeah. Anyway, we'll see if this actually, if there's more information or, whatever else. But the question everything crowd gets really offended when you literally question everything. They get really upset. Question everything, Jeremy. Okay, well, I questioned this report that Tucker Carlson was detained and thrown into an interrogation room. Well, you can't question that, Jeremy. You can't question that. Within the same video, I also called out people like Mark Levin, who are super pro-Israel. I called out Laura Loomer, who's super anti-Tucker Carlson. And I said, I don't believe her either because she's so ridiculous to the anti-Tucker Carlson side that I don't really take her opinion on this seriously either. But the anti-Israel crowd, they don't have the ability to listen to anything that anyone says as long as when that person doesn't line up with the 100% of Israel is bad and everything Israel is horrible and everything Jews is bad. The moment that you just don't say that, these fucking people start foaming at the mouth like Steve Lookner on Agenda Free TV when Trump's name comes up. They start foaming at the mouth and they start getting very emotional. And I really like getting those people worked up. It is a beautiful thing. It is amazing. So anyway, that's the latest we have. When we get more information, I will cover it specifically so I control that crowd even more because I like watching them get upset. Rolling the Wretched for 20 says, Jeremy, Strickland gave you permission to come out finally. I mean, the door is already 9/10 open. You just have to walk out. The NFL has not toned down still messaging the end zone and 2 words, Bad Bunny, love ya. Well, they have toned it down, but I didn't say that they've stopped. But they have, if you go back to the height of the NFL's social justice propaganda, they have definitely toned it down from the height. They're still doing it. And to be fair, the other day, I was about to walk down Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and I was like, I don't think this is safe. I should probably not walk down Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I probably shouldn't do that, But I just remembered watching the NFL last year, and I'm like, wait a minute, the NFL had it takes all of us in the end zone and to stop racism. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to walk down Martin Luther King Boulevard because it does take all of us. It takes all of us. And then I got mugged. And I was like, fuck you, NFL. You set me up. NFL. Damn you. I should have listened to my gut, but instead I listened to the NFL and I got mugged. JRG Project says USA women's hockey just won gold over Canada. I hope Carney cries tonight. Go USA. Now it's up to the men's hockey to finish the job. Sweep them. It will be interesting. Congratulations to the women's team. That is awesome. Lord Torchwick says, update on church explosion was a broken line that caused it. All firemen and pastors will survive, but are still in critical condition with burns. Well, thank you for the update on that. Prayers up for all of them. I know Trump's doing like some kind of economic thing. I'm not going to cover that right now, but I know he's live right now. I am Brockatron says, it's crazy how you were joking about breaking Guthrie and now the investigation goes, let's see, Mexico. You also forgot my first one of $120 super last night. No, I didn't. I got yours, Brockatron. I read it, literally read it back 3 times. Keenan says that, did you see the movie Rock and Roll Up? Yeah, a long time ago. Isn't that a Guy Ritchie movie, I think? Bliskin McReady says, wishing Jeremy would use the 600% sound volume booster browser extension. Many Twitter videos are low. We can't hear shit. I have those extensions, but they do not work with StreamYards. If I was using OBS, then they would work, but I'm using StreamYards. But if I use OBS, I can't highlight your comments. So it's there's no perfect system. Beardo Rogan for $1. Thank you. Little Jim Taylor says, question everything and Mossad tax Beardo fat. Beardo is in fact fat. Is Trump sweat? All right, we got to pull it up. You guys are talking about this. So let's, is right side got it? All right, let's see. Right side. Let's see this. Let's see. NDI says you don't highlight them anyways. You're correct. You're correct. I don't. All right, here we go.
Medal of Honor. And, you know, I've given out so many to guys that are seriously brave. I mean, they come in with the arms are missing, the legs are missing. The stories are so unbelievable.
It looks like he's
And
sweating.
I said, no, it's a little stretch if I gave myself one of them. But it's one of those things. Someday I'm going to try. I'm going to test the law. Brandon, I'm going to say, let's give it a shot. Maybe I'll win in court after everyone sues me. After radical left lunatics sue me. Now watch. The fake news, you know I'm having fun. The fake news will say, Donald Trump wants to give himself the Congressional Medal of Honor. But he was rebuffed by the audience, who stood up and booed the hell out of him. No, they say that kind of stuff. It's amazing. They say, if I'm sarcastic, even a little bit, they make it sound. You know, I said one thing the other day, a little while ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. I said, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven in front of a massive group of people, 56,000 people. And they're all saying, oh, what does he mean? I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm doing a great job for a lot of people, but I don't think so. I'm just not worthy of heaven. I'm not going to make it. And I was having a good time going, you know, I was having fun. I hope to make it. But I doubt I will, to be honest with you. A lot of you will, I'm not saying. But I was having fun. The New York Times has a front page story. Donald Trump is now questioning his mortality. They made it like I was totally. So you can't joke. It doesn't work. Kelly Loeffler here, small business meaning big business. She's in charge of, she's a Georgia peach. She's a great one. But she's in charge of all of the small business loans. It's called the Small Business Administration. When you add it up, it's the biggest bank in the world or something, right? But she's done a fantastic job. Thanks, Kelly. To help businesses like this one expand production in the United States, we provided 100% expensing and bonus depreciation for all new equipment and capital investments, like that crane that you see back there.
I just wanted to check in because I have so much more that I want to cover right now. So if you want to go watch Trump live, you can go check that out. It's on all stations, Right Side, Fox, all of that. But we have more stuff that we want to cover. So I want to get to move on to that right now. So let's see here. Okay, so next up, I got to show you this. I am just seeing this one for the first time ever. So if you remember, Donald Trump actually gave a pardon to the Chrisley family. Now, apparently the Chrisley family was like, they were reality TV show people or whatever. Todd Chrisley knows best, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, Savannah Chrisley was on with The View, and she says Donald Trump isn't racist. If you remember, Savannah Chrisley was pleading with Donald Trump to look into her family situation, yada, yada, yada. She was doing this for years, and she finally got President Trump to look at it. He gave him a pardon, and here we go right here.
When it comes to the event that happened yesterday, what's so hard for me to witness is people stating that the president is a racist, because I've seen him firsthand. He saved one of my best friend's lives, a black woman who has been with him for 18 years. So he has a black friend. Years. He's a racist. No, he saved her life. No, he did.
Okay. Racist. Here's the problem, Savannah, and why we have a different take on it. Many of us have a different take on it, because when you target DEI programs with executive office from your
DEI programs are racist. DEI programs are essentially saying, hey, black people, non-white people, we know that you're not good enough to do this, so we're going to help you. You're encouraging people to not apply themselves because you think that they can't do it based on their race or their gender or whatever.
With executive orders, your first week in office, arguing that the policies undermine national unity. You know, when you shared racist posts about the Obamas, when you pursued the death penalty for the exonerated 5 after you knew they had been exonerated. These are the reasons that his behavior is so hard. And I don't know whether you know about this, but in the 70s, he was accused of discriminating against black tenants because he wouldn't rent to them.
Then why did you ever have him on the show? Why did you ever have him on the show if he was so racist back in the 70s? Why was that? Why did all these black people interact with him, have him on their shows, have him in their movies, show up to the Comedy Central roast of Donald Trump? Why? If back in the 70s he was known as a racist.
He didn't want them to build.
Was that an accusation?
No, that was a proven fact. They took him to court. They took him to
The
court.
lawsuit was settled with the Justice Department.
But
I'd like to see more of that, but that's all we have for now. But like, so I think somebody said something similar in the chat, but ultimately we have to get to a point where we just tell these clowns, we don't care. I don't care if you think Trump's a racist. I don't care. There's no point in defending it. There's no point in like, people call me a grifter. Okay, send me super chats. Call me a racist. Call me a sexist. Okay, don't care. I don't care what your labels are. Your labels mean nothing. So when somebody says, I can't believe you support Trump, he's a racist, I'm like, I don't care. You don't care that he's racist? No, I don't. I don't care. Doesn't matter. And then what can they say back to you on that? What can they say? They have nothing that they can say back. I don't care. Okay. And so what do you want? What would you like from me? I don't care. It means nothing to me that you think he's a racist. Boom. Now, what's funny is that these same clowns right here, this is the view before and after they found out Whoopi's name was on the list. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful.
Bottom line is this. Release the damn files and release them now. Release everything. If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything? They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding. If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest?
Just release it, guys. What's the big deal? Let's release it. Let's see his name's in these files. His name's in the files means he's guilty of everything, guys. We need to release the files so we can have Donald Trump's name in it so we can prove that he's guilty of everything we said. And if his name is in it, he's done.
And
okay.
Say, release the list.
Because, they should just say, listen, this is what it is. Do you want to offer your G2? Okay.
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yeah.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe.
And this is word for word what Trump said would happen. And now the very people that have been trying to target him are being caught up in it, just like he said. You asked for this bullshit. You all asked for this. You did this.
That I was with him.
He drops like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone, because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe, who was dead.
Elvis.
Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often.
Hold on just a minute. Suddenly we're adding context to this? Whoa. Like, suddenly we're getting context? Not sure about that one. I've heard adding context is actually racist. I've heard adding context is actually supporting PDF files. That's pretty interesting.
Cross in professional and social circles. So that's not the surprising part.
Oh my God, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. Holy Fuck says, you see Eric July and Ripverse getting a shout out on Rogan? When did that happen? Somebody clipped me. Oh my God, the fucking freak out. The cope. If Eric July and Ripverse got a shout out on Rogan, oh my goodness, the cope is going to be out of fucking control. And it's going to be hilarious. So I would love to see that. I would love to see that. So somebody send me the clip. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That is so good. Maybe we'll have Ripa on with Joe Rogan. I actually have a live reaction of what will happen if Ripaverse is mentioned on Rogan. This will be what happens right here. Let me find it. Haven't used this clip in a long time, but this will be perfect. Where is it? You know, I'm a little rusty on some of these clips, so maybe I got rid of it. Did I get rid of the Kirk Herbstreit? This is not okay. I guess I did. So the next one we'll have to do is this one. Oh man, that'll be funny though. Yeah, somebody just send me a clip if you got it though. Who was on that mentioned him? Did Rogan mention him or did the guest mention him? Let's see if I got any tags on Twitter. Let's see here. I don't see anything yet. So I'll keep an eye. If you're, oh my God. Thankfully, this is what happened when you stream through when you scroll through your notifications. You see shit like this. Okay, this is what happens when you go through your notifications on Twitter. You end up seeing shit like this. So, might be Michael Malice, maybe. I regret to inform all of you, though. We may be in trouble. We may be in trouble. President Trump and JD Vance are having an issue, a dispute. I have the footage right here. President Trump and JD Vance, they're having a fight. Oh, Trump won! Trump wins! You know what? We love JD Advanced, but you cannot mess with the Don, okay? Look at that agility. Look at that agility from the Prez, the Don. Oh, man. Mar Millen says, so he has a black friend. Well, let's see if I break bread with you people. You say I'm racist against. I'd say that, yeah, that is a valid retort to your claims of racism. I'm so tired of that. No, I agree. Like this nonsense that like when you accuse someone of being racist and you go, I have black friends. They're like, oh, so you have a black friend? That means you're not racist? Yeah, that literally means that I'm not racist if I have a black friend. That's literally what that means. What? Like, yes. Like, of course that's what that means. The fuck are you talking about? Racist, real racist, don't have black friends. I'm sorry, but that's just not how it works. Good Lord, man. So yesterday, obviously, I covered it a little bit here on the show, and I'm not going to cover it necessarily, but, you know, yesterday there was this account called 2001 Live, and it essentially kind of talks about things from 25 years ago in real time. So it was covering the Daytona 500 from 2001, all right? And it was covering it in real time. It was getting a lot of traction on Twitter and things like that. So in the real time of like the announcement that, you know, we lost Dale Earnhardt back in 25 years ago, right here, this is the post. You know, Dale Earnhardt Sr. is dead. Doctors say that he died of a skull fracture immediately after impacting the wall at the Daytona 500 2 hours ago. He was 49. All right. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because the internet is going to do what the internet does. Someone says, this is awful, awful news. No way 2001 gets any worse than this. Well, just saying. But of course, somebody says, tell me about it. Thankfully, I'm taking a trip to NYC in September. I think I'll visit the World Trade Center on the 11th. I love the internet. I love the internet. Obviously, I can't stand it that we lost Dale Earnhardt. It still hurts to think about it. But yeah, man, you know, but this is funny. Like, this is funny what people are doing right here. Like, you know, tell me about it. Thankfully, I'm taking a trip to NYC in September. I think I'll visit the World Trade Center. This is why I keep saying the internet doesn't really care about you or really anything. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't individuals that do care about you, but I'm just talking about generally speaking. All right, let's see if what we got here. Hang on. So, it was Michael Malice. So, but I don't have a timestamp. You guys are sending me a link to the Joe Rogan Experience, but I need a timestamp. I clicked on the link. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I clicked on the link, but it didn't tell me the timestamp. Let's see. I need a timestamp. So, Bruce, you sent me that one in DMs. Let me see if anybody else has sent it to me. Nobody there. Nobody there. I did get I got a private message from someone that claims that they're from the Wall Street Journal and that they're doing a story on Geeks and Gamers. 239 flat. Okay. I don't believe that I don't believe that they are actually going to do a story, but it is a concern. So what is Michael Malice wearing? Look at this shit. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
2000, I think it was something like that. 2001. He flew back to New York to do Stern, and the producer of the film, Ted Hope.
Oh wait, hang on.
Sent out an email.
236:35 is when he starts talking about it. 236. Okay, hang on.
I think we are though.
We probably tell them what they can and can't do.
No, I think that's the thing, that they're still.
It's just the oil,
right? Can I talk about something fun?
Yeah.
I am finishing a project I've been working on for 25 years.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm excited to talk to you about it.
What is it?
So there was this band from the 80s who were called Rubber Rodeo that combined punk and country, right?
Michael Malice, he's a big time. I mean, I wouldn't call him necessarily political, but he is a political guy. But he's been around for a long time. I've never really watched him, but he's done a ton of interviews that I've kind of reacted to over the course of time.
And I was looking at this compilation that I got in 1994. I sent Jamie the picture, and I was staring at this photo, trying to make heads or tails of this band, because can you pull it up? Yeah. It's you'll show you the photo, you'll see what I mean by it. Because there are a bunch of kids in these like kind of square dancing uniforms with no affect on their face whatsoever. And the singer, she's in this Dolly Parton wig and this big square dancing.
Yeah, he's overly political, but I'm just saying, like, he's not just known for politics. I guess that was my point.
And just staring right at the viewer. I'm like, are they joking? Like, what's up with these people? And I met them, and they were art school kids. They were not joking. They were, there it is, that photo. So you see, I'm like, are they kidding? Are they not kidding? That her name's Trish.
And this is from the 80s?
This is from the 80s. They got signed the same day as Bon Jovi by the same guy. And he said, I'm taking you both to #1. So I wrote a screenplay about them because it's kind of like a Spinal Tap story, because they're on stage at punk clubs doing jokes like, hey, Bob, I'm exhausted. Why are you exhausted, Bob? Oh, the couple in the next hotel room were up all night eating candy bars. Candy bars? Yeah, she kept yelling, oh, Henry, oh, Henry. Right? So it's this complete, like, what are you even doing here? but the guy who did the keyboards for the band did the animation for American Splendor. And through him, I met Harvey Picar.
Yeah, as far as I've seen Michael Malice troll the living hell out of people on Twitter, and they fall for it every single time. It's so funny.
Who later wrote a book about me in 2006.
Is he that guy that went nuts on Letterman?
I'm so glad you know who Harvey is.
Yeah.
So Harvey started the idea.
He's a comic book guy, right?
Right. He started the idea of writing autobiographical comics in the 70s. From Off the Streets of Cleveland, Here Comes American Splendor. It's an ironic title because his life was not exactly very splendid. He was a file clerk, kind of a miserable person. He hated being called a curmudgeon. And amazingly, when the film came out in 2000, and was it 2000? I think it was something like that. 2001. He flew back to New York to do Stern, and the producer of the film, Ted Hope, sent out an email that said, Harvey's in town with nothing to do. If you want to hang out with him, this is your chance. And I'm the only person who took him up on it. And I go there, and he's on his bed, and he spoiler alert, he died in 2010 on my birthday, which was not a fun email to get. Anyway, and he's got this really weird way of talking. He's like, I'm really fucked up, man. And I pointed out to him, since everything in his life was a disaster, his movie got a wide release the weekend of the blackout. There was this big fucking blackout. He's like, oh, God damn it. And that was the weekend I had a fish tank, and I'm trying to keep them alive with no electricity, and it did not work out.
Oh.
So he wrote a book about me, and that screenplay fell by the wayside. But because it's kind of like Spinal Tap. You know, it's this kind of funny story about, you know, when you're young, and anyone out there who's listening to this, when you're young, go for it. Be stupid. If you're going to fail, it's okay. It's still something exciting to try and to do, which they certainly did. And now I'm like, wait a minute, this converts to a graphic novel very easily. There's a guy named Eric July who has this whole kind of empire. He did a Kickstarter. He made like $1 million for his first one. It's called The Rippaverse. And now they're
Eric July and the Rippaverse getting the plug on Joe Rogan. Let's freaking go. Oh, baby.
They're at a point where you don't have to go through DC or Marvel to produce your product. So I'm super excited about it. Again, I started this in 2000, and now it's finally 26 years later coming to fruition. So
awesome.
Unwantedbook.com.
All right.
I'm just really kind of, it's very intense, this, because here's the other thing. What I was at Gold's, and I had basically what was the opposite of a nervous breakdown, where all the parts of my brain slid into place, where I realized this story I wrote in 2001, what happens if you do all these things, try to be original and go nowhere? Like, those are my fears when I was starting out. What if I end up like them, have nothing to show for it? And 25 years later, that experiment's been run. You know, I could pay my rent as a kind of creative person. And if they were around today, they could probably pay their rent, because it's much easier as a band to kind of build an audience. But it's a very funny story, but it's also a very dark one. And it's largely true.
All right.
So I'm just stoked that
We'll end it on a happy note.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
I personally think you're going to see Gary on Rogan at some point. I have no inside knowledge. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, Gary has such a great story to tell that I do believe you will see. Like, I'm fucking boring as shit. Like, nobody cares about my story, but like, Gary has a legitimate story to tell. And I also think that Rippa has a very interesting story to tell. So I do think that, like, it lines up perfectly, because Gary can get into all that crazy shit that Rogan likes to talk about. So I think that Gary should be, hopefully he'll make it on in the next year. But again, there's no, like, I'm not saying that there's any plans for that, because there's not, but I think that there should. It would be amazing. And congratulations to Rippa for getting the mention. That's awesome, man. That's good shit right there. So sure, we'll have an article on geeksandgamers.com about that one. Ryan could talk about when he went to see Black Panther 2. That is very true. Let's see. Jay Bordeaux says, Sony shut down another gaming studio. Can we fire the president already? Which one did they shut down now? Fifth Down Sports says, flight, hotel, and meetup all booked. LFG MegaCon ready to rock the 199. Let's go, baby. That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. Royal Wee says, let's see. Whatever. Thank you, Royal Wee. Let's see here. Vic Chavez says, I always love that people like Whoopi say X is racist for Y. Then they justify actual racism like DEI. Shaking my head. Yep. 100%. Dougie B for $50 says, but Jeremy, you worked retail. That's exciting stuff. I mean, I think I can tell decent stories in my elements. I don't think that there's anything interesting about me to go on Joe Rogan. I don't think that there's a single thing that would, be interesting. Now, again, if I go on Joe Rogan, do you know what I'm going to ask Joe Rogan? I'm like, how the fuck were you retarded enough to wait to the last second to vote for Trump? Can you explain that to me, Joe? Like, how the fuck did you follow everything. You're the #1 podcaster in the world. How the fuck did you have to wait until the night before the election to decide that Trump was better than Kamala Harris? How the fuck does that happen? Explain that to me. This is why I will not get on that show, because I will be like, that's retarded. What is wrong with you? Miniature Von thinks this DEI affirmation action or affirmative action is literally no child left behind for brown people with even more potentially dangerous consequences. Well, I mean, again, if you go back to how things were back in for me growing up in the 80s and then the 90s, go back to that time. Now, again, I think we often look back and have a different view of the world in certain perspectives, but like truly, we were not building every single element on race and identity in the 80s and the 90s. We just weren't. That's not how it was, man. And I think that that's obviously what the powers that be don't want to see. They want to see that tension. They want to see people continuing to be in this kind of racial war because it benefits the powers that be. So they want to see that. That's why we have gotten all of this, propaganda over the years to frustrate us, to make us mad, to keep us at each other's throats. That's 100% what happens. Let me see. A boy named Blue says, I missed the last few streams because of vacation. Can you give me a quick update on anything groundbreaking or vital that I should know about? Thanks, man. There's been so much lately that's happened. I wouldn't know where to start. I mean, obviously, I've been covering a lot of the breaking Guthrie stuff, and I'm getting kind of bored with that story. However, we do have an update for that we're going to cover here in just a minute. But right now, the biggest story right now, I believe, is that we are on the cusp of potentially being at war with Iran very soon if they do not negotiate with President Trump. That's the biggest story, and that's going to be the dominant story over the weekend and into next week, depending on how that all plays out. President Trump and, the United States is doing a lot of posturing right now, positioning our stuff into the Middle East. So that's going to be a huge story if it actually does happen. That'll be the dominant focus for sure. And then obviously we've had a lot of stuff that's went down with the Epstein files and a lot of reaction surrounding that. Let me see here. Sleep Addict says, here's $10. Next time you travel, parking is on me. Look at that. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is very, very nice. Joe Rogan is definitely invited to Bro Island. You think so? Thank you for letting me know about that. Holy fuck. I appreciate it. Anna says, here to keep supporting your dying channel. Stay strong, 199. Thank you. I appreciate that. Miniature From thinks that Stephen Colbert is mocking the FCC for saying he has a bias. Meanwhile, he has a dim Republican interview ratio of literally 150-1 since his show's inception. Speaks volumes right there. Statistics don't lie. Let's see. Jeremy, are you military trained? I served several tours in the Modern Warfare 2 era, lobbies and the Black Ops tour. I actually had to redeploy. I stepped away for a couple of years and then I redeployed. I typically had a KD ratio of anywhere from like 1.2 to 1.4, which is pretty good. It's enough to get chicks, but it's not enough to get you sponsorships or anything like that. But yeah, so 1.2, 1.4 KD is not terrible. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So yeah. For all you thanking me for my service, I really appreciate it. It's just I do it for the love of the game, not for the fame. So, Eric John Pizza Artist says, wow, that goal for USA to win gold over Canada. I haven't seen it yet. So, Jeremy, don't joke around like that. I absolutely will. And military people appreciate it because what I am doing is I am memeing on myself for not being anywhere near as important as the people that are brave enough to go do it. And the people that are brave enough to go do the real thing appreciate when we meme on ourselves for being like, yeah, well, I played video games because I wasn't brave enough to do the real thing. So there you have it. They appreciate that. JB Spooky Review says, you see how much shit the quartering has been talking. I encouraged everybody to go listen to everything he said. That was my last word on it, and I leave it at that. If he's still talking, which I'm not saying he is because I haven't seen anything, but his response to me, though, I think everybody should watch it. It's an amazing response, and I fully endorse everyone watching his response to me. What is this right here? No way. Trump. Look at the black people love President Trump.
45 years. 24 years. You're too young for that. Come on, wait. Let's get a good one. President right there. Come on.
Black people love President Trump. Let's go. I saw Laughing Man sent me a clip too. Let's see. Here we go. Here it is. President Trump just personally buys hamburgers for everyone on the Air Force One for a mom and pop restaurant in Georgia. Black people love President Trump.
Oh, yes. You get treated good? Oh, yes. I'm going to ask my guys, I'm totally serious. Get some hamburgers. I got to make a speech. Come back, and we're going to eat you, and we'll have a warmed up. Air Force One has nice warming. We can warm it. We can do anything with Air Force One. Oh, yes.
Listen, man, told you. Black people love Trump, okay?
The black and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. My numbers with the black and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men.
Let's see. Mikey said, hang on. Mikey says it's cringy the way y'all praise Ripa. Mikey? Now we're going to praise him even more. We're going to drop links to Ripaverse. This is what we do on CobraCast, okay? If you complain, I will do more of the thing that you were complaining about, all right? This is a simple rule around here, okay? I intentionally want to upset you even more. So I want you to be mad as these links drop and as people are flowing in here praising Ripa for being mentioned on Joe Rogan. Oh, there's the links. Fucking hell. David Phillips dropping a Ripa tax. Look at here, man. That didn't work out too well for you, man. If you were mad before, you're going to be really mad now. Ooh, links to his YouTube channel. Whew. You're probably really fucking mad right now. I hope so. I hope so. I hope I have lost all credibility in your eyes. I hope you have. Jeremy, I used to be a fan. And you praised Ripa. I lost all respect. And I'll be like, I'm happy to hear that. I need you to lose respect for me. Because if you are a single issue voter, kind of like the loser libertarians are, which Ripa is one of those loser libertarians, but he's not as bad as most of them. But we don't like single issue voters around here. Okay. We don't like it. So if you are a single issue voter, I want to give you the single issue that makes you mad. Okay. So there you have it. There you go. Look at there. More. See, look at all the Rip attacks dropping. And maybe I don't even like Eric July. Maybe I just want to get super chats off of his name. You ever thought about that? Because now the super chats are flowing. Everybody's praising Rippa with super chats. Zwani just said Rip attacks. So either maybe I just don't even like the guy. Maybe I'm just like, let me just make money off his name. Because I mean, fuck it. Why not? Might as well, right? That's what a grifter does. Trump likes Ripa right here.
My numbers with the black and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men.
All right, we have to move on because we have an update, ladies and gentlemen, on Breaking Guthrie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The most popular television show in the world, Breaking Guthrie. We have an update. I know you're all excited for this update, and we have an update. This is a big deal. All right, this is a big deal. So what's the update? Well, let's listen in. Here we go.
Sources telling News Nation that the FBI contacted Mexican authorities in connection to the Nancy Guthrie case. It comes as the reward for any information leading to the arrest has spiked yet again. An additional $100,000 donated by an anonymous source yesterday. News Nation's Jessica Cartelia is live for us once again there in Tucson. So Jessica, authorities now looking at the possibility that Guthrie could have been taken across the border into Mexico, even though the sheriff, it seems to be, is saying otherwise. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Don Eladio has her. Don Eladio has her. That's my theory on this whole thing now. It's over.
There's some conflicting words here, as per usual, it seems, in this investigation, Nicole. There seems to be some leads telling us that they may be investigating down across the border, south of the border. A source close to the investigation tells News Nation the FBI has contacted Mexican authorities in connection with this case. However, the Attorney General of the state of Sonora just released a statement saying that they have not to date received any formal request for collaboration, assistance, or exchange of information. However, this tells us that investigators are casting a wider net and are following leads that take them across the border at some point. You can see on this map, the Guthrie's home here in the Catalina foothills of Tucson is just about 75 miles. That's about an hour and a half drive to the border crossing at Nogales. Arizona sees an average of 8,000 people coming here into the U.S. at that border crossing every day. Strict checks, or I should say.
Why are we supposed to care about this? You're not. Have you not been? We're here for the memes, man. How many times do I have to go over this? We're here for the memes. We're covering this story for the memes. I have already told you what my theory is about what's going on with Nancy. I've already told you. This is where Nancy probably is, unfortunately. That's my theory. I'm not saying I hope that this is the story. I'm just telling you that I think this is the story based on my expert history of watching Breaking Bad. That's what I think.
Let me specify all border crossings into Arizona. Strict checks are typically done coming into our country, but it's very easy to travel south into Mexico without needing to be stopped. I want to take a look at another map now. This map of the border wall, you can see there's about a 100-mile stretch without a wall there. So that means that someone who really knows this terrain can cross from Arizona into Mexico without having to go through an official point of entry. It is now 19 days since Guthrie vanished without a trace. And
it will be like, again, so dropping the sarcasm for a minute here, but like if this woman, and I think there's like a 0% chance that she's alive. I just don't think there's any chance. If there is, if this woman turns up to be alive, I'm going to have to call bullshit on the whole story at that point. I'm just going to be like, what? There is no way this 85-year-old woman who needs medication to live, and suddenly if she's like alive, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not sure I believe any of this shit now.
this footage that you see on your screen has been their strongest lead. There are more than 400 members of law enforcement and 11 different agencies working on this case. And now the coordination appears to include Mexican law enforcement.
Isn't blaming Mexicans racist? Well, I mean, we can only hope so. We can only hope so. That's why I'm invested in this story, simply for the racism.
Partners as well. I should also mention the reward is now $200,000 thanks to an anonymous $100,000 donation in addition to the $100,000 that the FBI is offering. Also of note, Nicole, we know that Nancy Guthrie requires daily medication. We also know that if you cross the border in Nogales, there are several pharmacies where you can purchase prescription drugs without having a prescription. So we checked just to see. We know she has a heart rate monitor.
Wait, dude, oh my God. Like, the fact that they just told like every plot for Mexico in any fucking movie or TV show is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Across the border in Nogales, there are several pharmacies where you can purchase prescription drugs without having a prescription. So we checked just to see. We know she has a heart rate monitor.
That's what we call plot convenience right there. Plot convenience.
If she needed a heart medication, if they had it down there, and they do, in fact, carry those meds. The Pima County Sheriff, as we know, and the Guthrie family have all said that they believe Nancy Guthrie is still alive.
We hope that is the case. All right, Jessica Cartelli live for us there in Tucson. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. It's literally like a TV show where we're like, yo, we kidnapped this old woman. We didn't bring her medications. Luckily, as soon as we crossed the border, there's several places that we can get the exact medication that she needs. I'm like, okay. Really? Like, seriously? Like, how many times we watch a TV show or a movie and you're like, that's such a plot convenience right there. That's such a plot convenience. I can't believe that. So that's kind of the latest. I haven't seen a whole lot outside of that. We do have this meme right here that I think just applies. Yo, Monster White. I don't care how stupid this sounds to people. I laughed my ass off for like 30 seconds when I saw this because it's just that good. If you've seen the show, you'll appreciate that. It's so good. Yo, Monster White. So damn good. But Breaking Guthrie is kind of, it doesn't seem like there's a lot more. I mean, the Mexico angle is kind of a pretty big deal right now. So we're just going to have to see what happens. But that's the latest on Breaking Guthrie that we have up to this point in time. 3 for 20 says reporters know exactly why they ask a no-filter fighter a question about Guthrie kidnapping. Cue the outrage. 0 of them care either. They're just licking their chops, hoping for a grisly murder scene. We all know it. 100%. I mean, look at what we had with TMZ. Harvey Levin 2 days ago says, we're not going to talk about this ransom letters anymore and this person sending them. The very next day, they get another ransom letter. And what do? They start reading the ransom letter every single time. That's it. But thank you, 3. David Phillips says, for gallantry above and beyond in Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. I'll send you one of my Navy, commendation medals. Really? Let's go, man. Let's do it. David Phillips, hook a brother up. And then people say, did you serve? And I'll show that off. And then I'll get arrested for, stolen valor. Not going to do that, by the way. Hell, I won't even wear my Sons of Anarchy vest around. Somebody sent me a Sons of Anarchy vest, and I'm like, I'm not wearing that. You know what happens to you? It's like when Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, and he's like, you know what happens to people that wear that? You get your butt kicked in school. If I put like the Sons of Anarchy vest on, some bikers are gonna kick my ass. Like, get that shit off. You're not a fucking biker. I'm like, I know, I'm just a fan of the show. And that'll make them even more angry because bikers actually hate Sons of Anarchy. They can't stand it. Whiskey Niners is dead channel. Pretty petty former retail worker, Alabama supporting fig tax. That's a lot of tax right there. That's a lot of tax. XR Coon says, I have no respect for Jeremy, but here's some pennies to keep up the grift. I'm not here for respect. I'm here for money. So I win. Thank you. I appreciate that. MC Bikers will beat you down. I know I should just walk up. Hello, fellow bikers. How much can I get in super chats if I do that? If I just kind of walk up with my Sons of Anarchy vest, walk up to a group of bikers. Hello, fellow bikers. We gonna run drugs or guns today, guys? What's on the menu? Also 7117 says, why do I have to care about this tax? Sleep Addict says, I'm an immigrant. An immigrant finds Guthrie, saves her, and praised. Bet 10. Bro, that's a really good call. Okay. So an illegal immigrant finds Nancy Guthrie, fights off the legal immigrants that kidnapped her, saves her, and then the media says, look, legal immigrants took her and an illegal immigrant brought her back. That's the plan. I like this. I like this plan. So you're going to have legal immigrants that went through the process and everything, and they kidnapped her. And you're going to have an illegal that was just here because he wanted for a better life. And he's going to just randomly, he's going to get into a situation where it's going to be equilibrium. He's going to go full Christian Bale. He's going to fuck them all up. They're going to have security footage of him beating all of them up. And then he's going to bring her back. That's it right there. Yep. I like it. I like it. That's a good call. Miniature Von Thing says, in order to legally work, you have to give your employer a photo ID social security number. By this logic, Dems are literally arguing black people don't have jobs. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly it. Mike says, all he does is make comic books. I don't get the hate. Probably because he's libertarian. That would be my guess. Let's see. Ripa rocks. Hard to believe. Almost 3 years listening to this fig. 3 years? Sorry, man. Roland Wretch says, Jeremy acts too gay for his streams. Heir to the Empire says, dead channel under attack tax. Southeastern Kaiju says, do they also sell Spanish fly in Mexico too? I'm not gay no more, says hello, fellow gays. And then Blake Norrell for $1 says nothing. Says nothing at all. Okay, so this will be round one of today. We're going to do another round of CobraCast tonight when there's more stuff that we are going to cover because there's a lot more to cover. But I do have stuff I have to tend to for the next few hours, but it'll probably be around 10 o'clock tonight, 10 Eastern. I will go live again tonight. So 10 Eastern, look for another CobraCast. So this will be my third stream of the day. So we did daily today, which no one knew I was going to be on daily. And then we did this CobraCast, and we'll do another CobraCast So there you go. John says the bad guys also have to be white guys as the illegal tries to take them on. That's good. This is good writing. All right. This is good writing. I like it. I like this. This is good stuff. All right. So thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you tonight for round 2 of CobraCast 199, and we'll follow up with more stuff. So have a good evening. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.